Hi, beautiful people. How's everyone doing today? Do we have anyone new that's never attended any of our live discussions? Please let us know in the chat box. Let me know where you're streaming in from, what states, countries, where you're at in your fitness journey currently. I'd love to hear from you all. We have a great guest to the show. Hi, Stephanie. That's going to be here today, and she is absolutely amazing. So I cannot wait for you all to meet her. So we have Delaware, we have Florida. Awesome. New Jersey, Louisiana. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. New York. Awesome. Another one from Florida. Debbie says, hi, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait to bloom. Tammy, oh, you just took aerial skill classes for fun. That's exciting. I can't wait to hear more about that. Will's in from Orlando. Real quick, before our guest arrives, I just want to tell you a little bit about why we wanted to have this discussion today about fitness. Important topic. When you numbers, the CDC says over 42% of Americans are overweight and obese. And so that drove the need for this type of discussion today. And more so, hi, Shannon. Shannon in Oklahoma. So that drove the meaning of this conversation and the purpose for having this conversation, because when you think about it, 42% of Americans are overweight and obese. And so the reason we want this discussion is just because of the physical transformation that's needed whenever you want to reach your fitness goals, but also the spiritual and emotional change that you can achieve in your life if you're living a healthy life. And if we think about the type of diseases and things like access every single day, especially minorities. We're not focusing and prioritizing our health. It is extremely troubling on our community, the need to just be healthy and just live life. So our guest is going to talk to us all about this topic. She's a trainer and she's the founder of IC Fitness. So we'll go over all of that when she comes on. And it is going to be good. It's going to be great. So I want you all to have questions ready because she's the one that you're going to want to give all of your questions to. Oh, Tara, you from Alabama? What part? That's where we're streaming from. We're streaming from Huntsville, Alabama. I love it here. Let me know in the chat where you're from, what city. Love this. Look at all these beautiful, amazing people. Yes. So where are you all at in your fitness journey? Anyone here, do you currently work out? Looking forward to working out in the future? What kind of changes do you want to see in your life? Not only physically, but emotionally. What kind of changes are you looking to see in the future? Let us know in the chat box before we get started. Just a little bit about me also. We host conversations weekly every Monday at 1 p.m. Central to Eastern, and we talk about all the things surrounding wellness. So health, wealth, beauty, confidence, and self-love are all the topics that we discuss every week on here. And we truly believe that these 5 pillars must be strengthened in order for you to live your best life. I think that a lot of times we don't talk about the conversations and topics that really matter, that are going to help shape us as human beings. So there's no topic that is off the table. No topic that is off the table here at Blooom. If you have a topic that you would like to see in the future, I consider myself a cheerleader for women. Whether you are struggling to overcome a life challenge of your own, you've had a success, here at Blooom, we're here to support you. So if you have a topic that you would like for us to dive a little deeper into, please send me a message. I always respond. I'm always open and ready to listen to you. keep that in mind as we continue to move forward. Tara says she wants to eat right. Yeah, that can definitely be a struggle. Azura said, will there ever be a time that I ever want to eat right or like to work out? Oh, that's a good one. So when Cheryl comes on, we'll ask her that question too. I'll say for myself, I used to be active duty Air Force. I joined the military. I did work out. I used to, we push-ups and basic training and pull-ups and all that type of stuff. And I had a hard time doing pull-ups. So I would literally get in my bed at night. And then when everyone would go to sleep, I would get down on the floor and do push-ups. So I would just take it just day by day and try to build my strength and just take it very slowly. And then before I knew it, I felt like I just, started to develop myself physically. And I know one of the things that I definitely want to talk about too is have moments where, we get in shape and then we go back and we end up gaining a lot of weight and then we have to lose it again. When I was pregnant, I have 2 young children. For those who don't know me personally, I have a son and then a 6-year-old daughter. And my doctor told me he wanted me to gain only 25 pounds. And I gained 50, sometimes 55 pounds with each pregnancy. I mean, the food was just calling my name. People kept telling me at birth that I would lose the weight automatically, but I got on that scale and that weight was still there. Any moms here that can relate to that? Because that weight was still there. I had to work hard to get that off. So I would just go to the gym. And to Kelly's point, you just got to find something. For my may not be going to the gym and lifting weights. It may be dancing. It may be just going for long walks with your spouse. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do. So Tara, tell me some of the things that you like to eat currently. You say you don't like to eat. Uh-huh. I know Shannon Richardson in particular made a lot of changes to her diet. She shares amazing photos online, social media. She's eating to transform her health. So I think that's amazing too. She said, Tara said, which one? Totally get it. Totally get it. So I know I grew up eating fried foods and all that good stuff. It is delicious. And recently I did have to make change to change my diet and do things like that. But there are different alternatives. Like if you like fried, there's great recipes out there for air fried chicken and things like that. You got to try and get an air fryer. Air fryer has changed my life. Even the children enjoy it. We air fry chicken every single month, it seems like, and it's so much healthier. We do wings, you can shrimp, just so many different things. Yep, fried fish. You could definitely do fried fish. So did anyone start any weight loss goals for the year? Anyone have any plans to lose any weight? Let us know. It has definitely been hard for many people. That's another reason why we're going to have this conversation with Cheryl in just a little bit, because it's been very hard, especially during the pandemic with all the gyms to maintain. I should say. So a lot of people have gained on average from 15 to 20 pounds. So Cheryl's going to tell us definitely how to move our body no matter what. Tara, definitely stay in contact with us because we would definitely love to know more. You say your doctor is sending you to a weight loss clinic. Definitely would love to know more about that. Tammy says she wants to get more active, but she doesn't have a weight loss goal. That's a great point to me because a lot of times it's not so much about losing weight or losing fat that we think. It's about sometimes it's just about where our weight is distributed. So we want to maybe to add volume. I know I've had moments where I want to add more volume, maybe more so to my legs or my arms and things like that, and not necessarily lose weight. So that is a very good point. I honestly do not like to focus on the scale. I've had where I've obsessed over the scale, and it has been terrible. Let me tell you, it has been terrible because you find yourself, you get on there every once a week, and the next thing you know, you're getting on there every single day. And sometimes I feel like that who's ever lost a significant amount of weight knows for a fact that sometimes the scale can go up and it can go back down. And sometimes if you're paying too much attention to the numbers, you can lose motivation. I definitely try to, I focus more so on and how my body feels inside my clothes. So that's been very important to me. Let's see what everyone else say. I plan to lose weight, but I want to go in environment lighter, fitter, finer, and healthier. Oh, I love that. My weight loss goal, I'm lose 50 pounds on my 50th birthday. Who's turning 50 with your baby skin? You've lost 25 pounds. That's amazing. That's amazing. Have 25 more to go. Awesome. Guys, I really love this discussion. I love this discussion, and I love that we're all willing to come together to be vulnerable and share our goals with each other in a safe space. That's definitely one of the goals here at Blooom, is that we want to make sure that we're always encouraging, promoting, and cheering for each other, especially women. A lot of times, sometimes we don't get that outside of our inner circle. So that's something that's very important to me and important to us at Blooom, and that's something that we will always continue to do. So no matter where you are, I know we have people that are new here from Oklahoma, other Alabama. Consider us your ally and your chair, and we want to see everyone hit their weight loss goals. So Tara, when you start your weight loss clinic, let us know. I would love after photos, so we can all cheer for you and celebrate you. D Black Newton say, "Yep, turning 50. I've been lying to y'all all these years." 50 is the new 40, though. There's so many beautiful women on here. I'm telling you, you guys make me excited about the future and how you all just carry yourself and just age so gracefully. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, thank you. Definitely share your experience with us. So I'm going to just take 1 second just to check in with our guest today. Give me 1 second, guys.
It says you can't join this call. No one responded to your requests to join the call.
Thank you all for your patience. So Cheryl's just having difficulties, but she'll be on in just a moment. We're helping her off screen. And I will continue to sit here and chat with you all. I apologize for the minor delay today, but I promise you that it is worth the wait because our next guest is a powerhouse. And one of the reasons I wanted to have her not only because of her transformation, but she is one of the type of women that walks into the room and it just immediately changes the energy in the space. She is extremely passionate about what she does and empowering and helping. She's very strong in her faith and her ministry. And so she is definitely the type of person that needs to be on this platform and other platforms, speaking to you all, sharing her energy, even if it's through the screen. So I am so happy to partner with Cheryl and to bring her on. You can definitely look at her page and see her website at icfitness.com and look at some of her products. We're going to talk about her. Has anybody ever tried CMOS before? Let me know in the comments. So I have not used it before, but I've seen it on different platforms recently. And I talked with Cheryl about it, and I started using some of hers. I want to share with you all my experience when she comes on, so she can tell you all the health benefits of it, because she's definitely the expert. But before she comes on, it's a gel consistency. And Yvonne, you said you use it. Feel free to let us know, how do you actually. Oh, okay, Tammy says her husband uses it. So recently I've been adding it to my chia pudding in the morning, but you can add it to a smoothie. Oh, here she is, yay! I'll stop talking because the expert is here.
Oh my goodness. Finally, we get to Blooom. I have been waiting for this day.
Yes, me too.
Yes.
Thank you for being here, Cheryl.
Thank you for having me, Zakia. I call you Z, so thank you for having me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I've been listening to all the feedback and comments and questions, and you have a great, great audience.
Oh, they are amazing. They're amazing. And thank you all again for your patience. There were some minor technical difficulties for anyone who recently joined. But I promise you this discussion will definitely be worth your wait, because Cheryl is definitely more than a friend. You are a sister of the family, girl.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Z. I feel the exact same way.
Yes. But also, she is a trainer and she's the founder of IC Fitness. Cheryl is someone who is very passionate about her craft and motivated to inspire others. You are, well involved into the church, and you are just a positive role model. And
oh, thank you.
second ago, you're the type of woman that walks into a room and the energy just shifts. So I am so happy that you were able to bloom with us today. Thank you for being here.
Yes, you're so welcome. Most welcome.
Yes. So before we start, you all feel free to send messages and questions that you have. This time is all about you. So I want to get to the questions that you may have. As Earl, I just want you to dive in and tell us exactly what.
Awesome. Thank you so much again, Zakia. And again, I'm so honored to be here. And just to share a little bit about what I do, I love, love, love all things female. I love to train, teach, educate, and motivate women in exercise and nutrition, living a healthier lifestyle, moving better, feeling better, and living better lives. That's something that I truly, truly enjoy doing. So that's basically my heart, my love is to get as many women moving, motivated to move daily, because we know it takes, it's a day-to-day journey, right? It's not like this week-to-week thing or month-to-month. Sometimes it's literally day by day. So I'm here to motivate them until they can motivate themselves, because we all know motivation comes from within, right? So I tell people, I'm not your motivator. I'm here to encourage you, to motivate you until you can get to a place to where you become self-motivated. So that is my gift from God. That is my heart. And I'm so thankful to be walking in that calling.
Oh, I just love that. I love that. Can y'all feel the energy about something? They just speak different. They walk different and speak different. So tell me, what ignited this passion in you? What ignited this journey to live a better life? Because a lot of people don't know. I mean, you've lost over 50 pounds yourself. Yeah. I mean, that is not easy.
Yes, I tell you, and it wasn't a easy journey. It took dedication. It took perseverance. And it took me taking my life back. So just to give you a little backstory, I was always active in high school. I did track and field. I ran, short distance. I did the 100-yard dash. I did the 220, the 400 relay. So I even threw the shot put because I was very strong, and I still am strong for 52. But my love of fitness kept me in good shape, going through high school. And then, life happens, I got married, started having children, just got very comfortable like we all do. And so I had a health scare, literally a health scare back in 2008. Didn't know that I was dealing with hypertension. Until one day I was driving down the road and literally it was like lights out. I started seeing those little floaters. I had to pull over and call my husband. I didn't know what was going on. And long story short, I got to the doctor and they diagnosed me as having hypertension. And I'm like, okay, first of all, what is that? I had an idea of what it was, but I'm like, really, like, I'm too young for this. I'm like in my 30s and no. So I was like, I cannot be experiencing this. And so that's what got me started with going back to my first love of fitness, just being so unhealthy, being 50 pounds overweight, hypertension. I had to have my gallstones removed. I actually had my gallbladder removed that same year. Yes. Wow. And didn't know that I even had that problem going on in my body. But that just goes to show, over the years of consuming the wrong types of foods, fried foods, deep fried foods, just pork, the butters, just, having all of that in my diet over the years, it caused me to have to experience my gallbladder being removed. So again, my love of fitness, it stems all the way back to, childhood, going outside, riding my bike, skating, dancing, doing all those things that we did as kids growing up, and then going right into high school, but just going back to my first love. And so that's why I'm here, because I understand how life goes. I understand how we pour our all into everyone in our lives. We give ourselves to our spouses, our partners, our children, our careers, our side hustles. For those of you who are out there with the side hustle, but we do so much, right? But we tend to forget about ourselves. And so that's why I'm here, is to remind you that you matter. And if we don't take care of ourselves, then we won't be around to take care of our loved ones.
Oh, that is so powerful. Oh my goodness, that's such a great message. And I love how you touch on the fact that sometimes we forget who we are, right? I mean, ladies, let me know in the chat box. This is something that happens, I truly believe, to all of us, depending on no matter what level of life we're on. Like sometimes we have children, and we're all about being givers, like you just said, and we just give to other people, and like you said, we neglect ourselves. So I think that's the thing. Another thing that makes you more amazing is because, like you said, you've been through it, the struggle, so you can speak to people differently in a way that will connect and relate to them. So I absolutely love that.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit more about the lifestyle change that you had to make and some of the food choices that you had to change. What was the most challenging aspect of that?
So I tell you, the most challenging aspect was to change my behavior. It's behavior modification. And so we get so used to eating certain diets because we grew up on it. That's all we know. And we get so comfortable with it. And we just figure, I'll get in shape later. I'll do better later. So we delay, doing what we can do today for another day. And so I had to get used to and get quickly in step with creating a strict regimen that worked for me. And no matter what anyone else was eating around me, I had to stick to what was best for me, And so some of those things were, cutting out sodium, the salt, and replacing it with the sea salt or the pink Himalayan salts. So those salts are better for you. The body can digest it. It understands it. It reads it because it's a mineral that the body is familiar with. I had to get rid of, the table salt. I even got rid of the sugars out of my diet. I switched to stevia. And so that kept my sugar level, throughout the day. I wasn't like spiking and then crashing, how regular sugar does the body. So I got rid of the table sugars, and then I got rid of the sodas. What I'm saying, it did not happen overnight. So I gradually got to the place to where I could totally eliminate those bad things that was hurting my body and replace it with something that was a little bit more healthier. And so the other thing I had to employ, Zakia, was patience, because it didn't take, overnight to get the weight on. It took me years to put all that weight on. So I cannot expect all of that weight to come off, in a week's time. So I really had to be patient with myself, but staying consistent. You got to stay consistent. If you stay consistent, you will reach your goal. And so that's some of the things that I had to do to stay on track.
I love that. Okay, so Dawn has a question. She said, how do you control your sweet tooth? That's a big one. And also, can you guys, what actually causes cravings?
Oh, that's a great question. And listen, I understand that question because I'm still female. Listen, even though I'm in menopause right now, and some of you ladies may be reaching menopause, you may be perimenopausal, but I'm actually in menopause. And so I still have those chocolate cravings, right? That time of the month. So Just to address what cravings are, a lot of people think cravings are from a lack of nutrition or vitamins. Seldom is not that. It usually comes from emotions, whether you're stressed out, whether you're having a hard day, whether you're dealing with something that's very hard, or you're just overwhelmed, and you tend to go to the comfort things that makes us feel good, right? They may not be good for us, but it soothes the emotions. So what I recommend to my clients is that you first address, am I thirsty? It could be that you don't have enough water, right? Is this true hunger, right? Or am I just craving something to satisfy my emotions? Number two, address the emotion. If you're tired, if you're stressed, share that with your partner, with your spouse. Share that with your accountability partner, and so that person can help you through those tough times, because in life we're going to have those. You can't just go through a weight loss journey and figure, and think everything's going to be roses. Losing weight is not for the faint at heart. You have got to be tough. You have got to have a mindset that no matter what, I am going to keep moving until I reach my goal. And so cravings has to do more with the emotions. And to answer the question about the sweet tooth, when I want chocolate, I go to 80% chocolate. I don't get the milk chocolate, even though it's good, right? It tastes good. I don't do the milk chocolate. I go for the 80%, cacao, the actual chocolate. And it's not as sweet, but it's sweet enough to take care of the cravings. So those are some things that you can do that will help with the cravings as well. And if you got to have that Snicker bar, if you got to have, whatever it is, that Hershey bar or whatever, I don't recommend it. But hey, if you got to have it, then take a little piece. All things in moderation goes well. So instead of eating the full king size chocolate bar, just do a third of it. And then you'll find yourself doing, a quarter of it. Then you'll find yourself just like not really wanting it at all, because you're feeding yourself at the cellular level with other nutrients and other vitamins. So really, cravings is just a way of the body saying, I'm going through something. You need to address this emotion. And that's what overeating comes from. A lot of us are emotional eaters, and that's what I found out about myself. I was an emotional eater. It didn't matter if I was happy or sad, because in the family I come from, we celebrate everything, and everything was always centered around food, which is a good thing, right? Because now we've changed our perspectives on food, so we can still celebrate around food, but the menu looks different. It looks differently. So. Yeah, so hopefully that helped.
I'm sure it did. I think Azura has a comment. She said, what about Lily's chocolate from Whole Foods? Have you ever used that?
Lily's chocolate. I have not used Lily's chocolate. I use the Linden, the 80% or the 70%. The less percent, the bitter, the bitter it tastes. But with the Lily's chocolate from Whole Food, listen, anything from Whole Food is all right with me. That is my go-to grocery store. So if you look at the back of it on the nutritional facts, it should tell you what a serving is. And so I teach, sticking to the serving sizes so you're not overeating, you're not overindulging. So stick to the serving size of it, and that should take care of the cravings, honestly, because cravings don't last, right? You're not in a craving mode all day, every day, right? The cravings come in like waves, they come in and then they go out, just like our emotions. So if you can address the craving, then that would definitely help with the craving. One other thing I want to add that I do is cinnamon. I do the cinnamon sticks. And I don't know if a lot of you ladies have heard of the cinnamon sticks. You can get them at Whole Foods. With the cinnamon stick, if you ingest cinnamon is a natural appetite suppressant. It's a natural appetite suppressant. So I just, chew on the bark of this cinnamon stick. It's a bark because, cinnamon comes from the cinnamon tree. So it's a bark, and which bark is going to help with fiber, right? And I'm sure we'll probably talk about that later, fiber. But with the cinnamon is inside of the cinnamon stick. So that's one hack that I use to curb my cravings and to help get me right, keep me right.
That's a great one. Yep. I know people are definitely loving that tip.
Yes, awesome.
We have a comment in here as well. I know you teach a lot of classes for senior citizens as well. I know you deal with every age group, but we have one comment in particular. As we get older, our metabolism tends to slow down. Do you have any exercises or tips you recommend to boost your metabolism for a senior citizen?
Yes. So I teach a class to a group of seniors. I've been with them now 4 years. Shout out to my ladies in DeLand. And the oldest, they range from 60 all the way up to 70s. And these ladies are elite. We've been rocking together for 4 years. And what I do for them, all of them are on different levels. All of us have different fitness levels. And so I teach a HIIT class 3 days a week. HIIT is high intensity interval training. And the whole purpose of that is to raise your heart rate, right? And also to get more of a metabolism burn in a shorter amount of time. I don't like keeping people an hour. It doesn't take an hour. We all live busy lives, even my seniors, even the retired community. Listen, these retirees, they're not at home. If you're if you're thinking they're home in a rocking chair, they're out traveling, they're out hiking, they're living their best lives, right? Yes. I teach high intensity interval classes 3 days a week, and that's what I recommend. At least getting a HIIT class in at least 3 to 4 days minimum a week. And so in these classes, I focus on total body. So we hit every muscle group for 30 minutes. I do give like a 20-second rest in between. So that's something that she can take a look into. And I offer those classes on my YouTube page. I offer those classes as well. And so that's one of the ways that I help my seniors. Dealing with arthritis, a lot of my clients, they do have arthritis, not just from age, but from living such an active life, from past injuries and things like that. So once I talk with them and they let me know their limitations, I try to not apply so much of the workout or the volume, if you will, to stress that side of the body or that joint. I focus more on the opposite side so I can bring balance to their bodies. So, we focus a lot on HIIT. I do train with dumbbells, and that's to keep the muscle nice and toned, right? So when I first sit with the client, I work on firming up the body. So we firm, then we move into toning the muscle, and then we work into building the muscle. A lot of my ladies, they don't want to be bulky, they don't want to get on the stage, and they're not trying to compete. They just want to firm up, feel good about themselves, and to be able to live the life that they want to live. So that's something that we do. We tone the muscles. We build the muscles to where they can have a strong body. I'm all about being strong as women.
Yes. Cheryl, you mentioned earlier a little bit about diet and fiber. Tell us some things that we should incorporate into our meal plan, our diet to live a healthier lives. What are your top 3 things that we should be adding to our diet on a weekly basis?
Well, I tell you, fiber is number 1, especially for us women. We can't get enough fiber. And what's recommended for us women is about 25 milligrams a day. For men, like 35 milligram a day. What they're finding is that we're not getting enough fiber in our diets. And so for women, it creates belly fat. and it doesn't aid us in digestion. So I would recommend a diet that is full of whole foods like fruits and vegetables, right? Lots and lots of vegetables, going more towards a plant-based diet as much as possible. I'm not against meat eaters if that's your thing, if you're a carnivore, but with that, bring in more of the vitamins. I mean, the vitamins through your vegetables, but bring in more fiber. Even if you got to do Metamucil, if you got to take in, something that is fibrous, go ahead and do that. But definitely, I do fiber. The second thing I say you must have in your diet is a good vitamin. I don't recommend the gummies. You're not getting enough through the gummies, but I do take a liquid vitamin that's made readily available to my system. So I do a liquid vitamin. I do recommend that for women and for men as well. And then the other thing is water. Make sure that you're getting in enough water for your weight and for your body type. That's crazy important that you're doing that. And the fourth thing that I have in my diet is sea moss. Sea moss gel is something that I've incorporated into my diet over the last 3 years. The sea moss is loaded. Oh my goodness, it is amazing. The profile makeup of sea moss gel, it has 92 of the 102 minerals that our bodies are made of. And so it's going to give you things like phosphorus, calcium, selenium. In the vitamins, it's going to give you iron. It's going to give you the B's, folic acid in the sea moss gel. So I've been doing sea moss now. This is my 4th year of doing the sea moss, and I now make it available not only to my clients, but to anyone who would like to try it. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself because I love this sea moss.
So the sea moss is really, really great. And the first time I started taking it was with your sea moss. And I've been taking it for the last, I think, 3 to 4 weeks. Personal with this next statement that I'm about to make, but
go for it, girl. Share.
Sometimes with having children, especially, being at home since the pandemic, you don't necessarily have the urge to do a little something extra at night. Yes. But I've noticed over the last weeks, listen, my husband is already fine, but I've been, following him around the corner. So
yes.
Like something connected to the sea moss, because
I'm telling you
that I'm doing differently.
Yeah, it's real. It's a real thing, and so I'm so glad you're blooming about the sea moss gel, because it did this exact same thing for me. Because I was going through at the time I was going through perimenopause. Right, I'm in menopause now. I was going through the beginnings of menopause, and when I started the sea moss gel, it just increased my libido like crazy, and I was so thankful for that. So it is a real thing. Sea moss gel has been around for many years. A lot of the islanders, the Caribbean people, they know of sea moss gel. It's been around for years, so this is nothing new. The scientific name for sea moss is Chondrus crispus. That's the scientific name for it. So it basically is a seaweed, a sea plant, if you will. And so it's been around for many years. Back in the 1800s, actually, Ireland went through a potato famine, and their people survived off of the sea moss. So that's why it's called Irish sea moss. The people of Ireland, they actually survived a famine just off of sea moss itself. So sea moss has also healed my knee. I have a documented case of a torn meniscus, and I did not want to do surgery. And of course, with me being a woman of faith, I employed my faith as I'm taught, the Word of God. I employed my faith, but I also used my sea moss gel. And Zakia, I tell you, I have not had surgery. My knee doesn't swell anymore. The back of my knee doesn't swell and knot up anymore. My joints feel better. I can squat, I can lunge, I can run, I can play with my grandkids, and I can just keep my husband very, very happy. So CMOS has been CMOS has been wonderful for me, and kudos to you for taking it and having your own story about it to
I'm not
share.
going to stop taking it either. My husband is about to buy a whole case of it now. That is so funny. Look, I'm normally not that vulnerable, but here at Blooom, no topic is off the table. So.
That is right. We're just blooming here. We're blooming.
Aspect of our life. I also don't mention that your husband Will is celebrating 11 years cancer free.
Yes. Woohoo!
Cancer free. Like, amen. That. I mean, that is
so good.
And I want to also talk about the fact that, you know, the amazing transformation that you all have made together. I see you all, you know, walking, doing things like that. I mean, can you talk to us about what your accountability partnership looks like and how you all have, like, you know, really came together with this and strengthened yourself?
Yes. It came together by trial and error. Now, if we're blooming, right, I can be transparent, right? All right, ladies, are y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm an open book, and I always have and always will be. So that came about, like I mentioned, by trial and error, because initially when I started my journey back when I had first started out, you know, deciding that I wanted to live and not die, I started out by walking. I couldn't do CrossFit. I couldn't do Zumba. I was that out of shape. So I just started out by walking. That is how I changed my life, is walking. I walked my way to health. And so Will came on board 2 years later after he was diagnosed in 2010 with prostate cancer at a very young age. He was the youngest guy on the floor. But we had the best surgeons, worldwide surgeon, to do his robotic surgery. So after he went through his cancer scare, he used his faith to heal himself, and he changed his diet, right? And so he did some things in his life to make his life better. And we came together as walking partners. But if I could just back it up a minute, when I started out wanting him to be my accountability partner, he would check me on some things that I had given him permission to check me on. But because of where I was, it turned into something totally different. Let's just say we would have like aggressive discussions about it. Right. And so my advice to the ladies that are here with you is that when you go for an accountability partner, be ready for that. Okay. Know what you're asking for. Okay. When you have an accountability partner, you're going to spell out what it is that you want to be held accountable to. Right. So when you write those things out, they are actually going to hold you accountable to it. So you can't, it's not good to turn around and bite their heads off or get an attitude with them and freeze them out. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about, right? The freeze. That is not good communication. So be ready for that accountability, because if that's what you want, it's definitely going to help you get to your goal a lot quicker, right? Because you have that's going to be your eyes and your ears. They're going to actually point things out to you that you may not be aware of. And that's where I come in as a certified fitness trainer, is that I point out behaviors that needs to be modified. You're not aware of them, but once we sit down and have a conversation, I'm able to bring those things out a little bit more and bring them to the light, so you can start devising a plan and you can be made aware. It's all about awareness. But if you don't become aware, if you always stay in the dark about things and not allow anyone to be your accountability partner, then you're going to get the same results, right? So in walking with my husband, we learned to communicate better. We incorporate nights or workouts. It has been truly a blessing, and it is a great thing that you can work out with your partner, right?
Yeah.
Because those hard conversations that we could not have with each other inside our home, when we got out to the gym or when we got out on the course on the street to do our run, our walk, our jog, those conversations became a lot easier. Because when you exercise and you're building those serotonin, hormones, you're building the endorphins, you're feeling good, and so you're less likely to blow up, or you're less likely to read the other person in the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exercise, nutrition is good for partners and for accountability partner to be on your team. I would say employ a accountability partner. It's going to benefit you.
I love that. A lot of times, and I think sometimes we have family members or friends that can be very, very toxic whenever we're trying to change our life. So like you said, pick your own accountability partner, whether it's a trainer,
Yes.
a friend who's motivated. Find somebody that's going to inspire you and motivate you to be your best self. Fire the rest of the people, the negative people, I should say.
Exactly.
Get them out
Yes.
of here.
Exactly.
So my mother-in-law has a question. She says she's not a meat eater, so how can she get 60 to 80 grams of protein in a day?
That's a very good question. So a lot of plant-based meats are like my go-to. And I can just throw out a couple of names. The sausage is called field roast. It's not actual sausage from pork. But field roast is one way that I get in my protein. You have others like Sweet Earth, makes a really good plant-based meat that has protein in it. And also I do a lot of the plant-based protein powders, the shakes, right? Protein shakes where you can make smoothies. You can make a green smoothie. You're getting about 25, 26 grams every time you have one of those smoothies. So I do like 2 to 3 smoothies a day. And I have the sea moss right inside of the green smoothie. So with the sea moss, you're getting a little bit of protein. It has a little bit, but the profile makeup doesn't give you a lot of protein in the sea moss gel. So you're getting a little bit. But one other thing where I get my protein from is the collagen powder. I don't know if you ladies have heard of the collagen peptides. It's really good for us women. It's good for for men too, but for women, where we want to keep our elasticity in our skin. It's another place, Mrs. Lott, where you can get a lot more protein in your diet. So those are some of the ways where I get my protein without consuming a lot of meats. I'm not 100% vegan, but I do incorporate a lot more of plant-based meals, right? And so a lot of people aren't meat eaters for various reasons. What I have found for me, it doesn't do well with my digestive system, right? So if it's hard on your system, you're not able to process it very well, then you will know that. And so it's good that you take a look at an alternative meat and just give yourself some time to like it, to get used to it, but try it. Just try it, and you may like it.
Another excellent recommendation. Azura had a comment about how many miles a day do you recommend that someone walks? And I also want to caveat that too. With the times of pandemic that we're in, a lot of people have, put on unwanted weight. So how can people stay active, right now without having access to a gym or? It's
so sad. It's so sad where we are as a country, but I'm so looking forward to things changing for all of us, so we can get back to normalcy, if you will. But a lot of people don't like doing exercise the traditional way, where you do nutrition and go to the gym. Fitness trainers, we call it the traditional way. You have a lot of people that are gym haters. In a pandemic, out of a pandemic, they do not like the gym, right? They do not like the gym, okay? And so I teach beyond the gym. I used to train a master trainer at one of our local gyms here in my community. I was there for some time with them, and so I wanted to go beyond the gym, and so that's why I launched IC Fitness back in 2018, was to be able to train people outside of the gym. And so during this pandemic, one great way to keep yourself on track is to just devise a walking plan. Get in at least 10,000 steps. Aim for 10. If you can't hit 10, aim for 7 or 8. But try to get at least 10,000 steps a day. And so what I do, if I don't have enough time in the morning to get my full 10, I'll hit 5 in the morning. I'll go to work, do whatever I got to do, and then I'll come back in the afternoon, right, or evening and get my other 5. So you don't have to try to get the full 10 in one setting, right? You can break it up, all right? So that's what I would recommend you do. A lot of people, they have not gone outside their doors to drive around their community just to devise a walking plan. That's what I'm saying when I say devise a plan, is get in your car, drive around your neighborhood, and come up with at least 2 different routes, right? Yes. Devise a short route and devise a route that is rather lengthy, that may have some rolling hills there, right? That may challenge the body. So come up with 2 routes, and when you have a short day, hit your short route, right? When you have some time in your schedule, go on your long route. But I recommend, if you don't have exercise equipment at home, if you don't have a treadmill, if you don't have a bike, just go right outside your front door and get in that sun, right? Get that vitamin D. I know some people are living in states where the sun is not out as much, but as much as possible, get out, get some sun, get some fresh air. Not only is it going to benefit your body, but it's going to help your mind. It's going to help rest. Going to keep you calm. It's going to keep you in harmony with yourself and with your family, with your pets, right? You're not walking around angry or just irritable, right? And everybody has this cabin fever, right? Everybody has this pandemic fever. We really need to get out and just get up and get moving. I have classes that I offer on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m. For you ladies who wants to, join in. You're more than welcome to join in on those classes at 8 a.m. It's only, like I said, 30 minutes. I teach a 30-minute hit. I'm not going to hold you up. I'm not going to hold you hostage. We're going to get with it and just move on with our day. So that's what I recommend you do. Start a walking regimen. Commit to it. Commit to fitness. Commit. Even if you have to write it out 5 times, I will commit to fitness. I will commit to a good diet. I will commit to eating clean. I will commit to drinking my water. Those types of things. You may have to write it out, right? To where you can get it and you're going to stick to it.
Yeah. I love that. Writing down affirmations and your intentions is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. So I love that you say that. I just want to, your classes, are they virtual for people out of state as well?
Yes, they are virtual. During the pandemic, we had to change our platform. I was teaching face-to-face classes. The classes were always full. As you can imagine, I love what I do. I love my ladies. And so when the pandemic hit, we immediately switched to a online platform. And we've been doing online since the start of the pandemic in my home, actually.
Yes, there you go.
So that was stretching me. That's me.
Amazing. Look at those arms. Awesome.
Oh, thank you. It really stretched me to get familiar with the online teaching because I love the face-to-face interaction. And Zakia, you're that same way. You love people, you love that interaction. And so it's been very hard for me to get used to because I want to see faces. I'm a hugger and I used to always hug my ladies. I used to meet them at the front door and greet them at every class. And I just can't wait to get back to that, but for now, we got to do what we got to do to keep moving our bodies no matter what.
Oh my gosh, I hate that we have to leave you. I know it's so bad. But listen, guys, Cheryl, again, you are absolutely amazing and such an inspiration. I can definitely tell, everyone can tell, I'm sure, that you are very passionate and excited about what you do. And listen, ladies, when you surround yourself with women like Cheryl, who are passionate and who want to see you do well, mountains will move for you. Shape your circle to reflect who you want to be. That's it.
Good. That is so good.
That is it. And Cheryl, again, I'm so grateful that you came on. We would love to have you back for another session.
Yes.
Maybe you can have some workout moves and things like that in the future.
I would love that.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. Let's do that. So everyone, send us some comments below. Let us know some exercise moves that you would like to see, any tips that you would like to have in the comment box below. And we'll definitely have Cheryl back for another episode, and she can proper squats, for example, because that's a major one. Sometimes a lot of us don't know how to do.
Yes, we do it every day. We do it in our everyday lives, whether we know it or not. We're squatting every time we do daily activity. So that's something that I teach.
Yeah, definitely. I know you do. I know you do. So you are absolutely amazing. I want to thank everyone for attending today. If you weren't able to make it, please go on our Facebook page. You'll be able to rewind and see the entire episode from the beginning. Our motto is each one. This platform is about amazing love you like Cheryl coming together to share information with the intention of inspiring and motivating others. So if you feel that this video will be a blessing to someone else, please share. Do not keep knowledge to yourself. Let's help each other so we can all grow and present our best selves to the world. So I love you, Cheryl. Thank you again.
Love you. Bye. Thank you, guys.